a track, I'm a train, I'm a train, I'm a chicken train, yeah. Look at me, got a load on my back, I'm a train, I'm a train, I'm a chicken train, yeah. I'm a train, I'm a chicken train, yeah. Train, been a hard day.
And you don't know why, but you
dying to try, you wanna kiss the girl. Yes, you want her. Look at her, you know you do. Possible she wants you to, but there's one way to ask her. It don't take a word, not a single word. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my oh my, look like the boy too shy. You're gonna kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, ain't that sad? Ain't it a shame? Too bad he gonna miss the girl. Now's your moment, floating in a blue lagoon. Boy, you better do it soon, no time will be better. She don't say a word, she won't say a word until you kiss the girl. Go kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't be scared, you've got the mood prepared. Go on and kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, don't stop now, don't try to hide it. How you wanna kiss the girl? Sha-la-la-la-la-la, float along and listen to the song. The song say, kiss the girl. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, music play, do up the music, say you wanna kiss the girl. You've got to kiss the girl. You wanna kiss the girl. Go on and kiss the girl. Somebody's monkey by the side of the road. Somebody's pussy who forgot his highway coat. Someone's favorite feline who ran clean out of luck when he ran onto the road and tried to argue with a truck.
Yesterday he purred and played in his pussy paradise, decapitating Tweety birds and masticating mice. Now he's just 6 pounds of raw red bits.
That don't sound very nice. He's nobody's monkey now. Oh, you who love your pussy, be sure to keep him in. Don't let him argue with the truck. The truck is bound to win. And out upon the busy road, don't let him play and frolic. If you do, I'm warning you, it might be catastrophic.
If you let him play on the roadway, I'm afraid that will be that. There will be one last despairing meow and a kind of squelching
But
pussy will be slightly dead.
and very, very flat. He's nobody's moggy, just red and squashed and soggy. He's nobody's moggy now. of the children, aching for home, for something of their very own, reaching hands with nothing to hold on to, but hope for a better day. Crying, Jesus, help me to feel the love again in my own land. But if unknown roads lead away from home, give me loving arms away from silencing their shattered world. Angry guns preach a gospel full of hate, blood of the innocent on their hands. Crying, Jesus, help me to feel the sun again upon my face. For when darkness clears, I know you're near, bringing peace again. Dolly czujecie, swej modlitwy. Can you hear the prayer of the children? Kiki can, Kiki can, Kiki can, Kiki can, Kiki can, the blacksmith quartet we are young and better, and first he won my heart, he wrote me a letter, and his hand, he shines so bright in leather, he makes us sparks fly, all around his middle, for the blacksmith quartet we are Kiki can, for the blacksmith quartet we are nuts and better, and first he won my heart, he wrote me a letter, and his hand, he shines so bright in leather, he makes us spark and fly, all around his middle, Kiki can. Tu puissant
veni por tutte l'eternité. Écoutez la voix de votre Père. Nous avons promis des grandes choses, on nous en a promis des plus grandes. Gardons-les unes et soupirons après les autres. Le plaisir récolte la peine éternelle. La souffrance est légère, la gloire infinie. Beaucoup sont appelés, peu sont élus, tous les efforts, ce qu'ils en ont mérité. Ainsi soit-il. Ainsi soit-il.
You've been living your life, getting what you're after, knowing you're not alone.
If you cover your eyes, the world moves faster. We won't be here for long. And the lucky ones that
Make no sound.
till the cash machine stop
Breaking down.
while the lunatics are
Waiting round.
for God.
Head in the sky, the stars that you run around brightest before they fall, bringing all our cities alive for the final meltdown. It's only natural. And the lucky ones that
Make no sound.
till the cash machine stop
Breaking down.
while the lunatics are
Waiting round.
for God.
it's funny, we grow no more the less we know.
It's funny how we go. No more the less we know.
It's funny how we grow no more the less we
School stand.
Good morning. Please join with me in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. It's my pleasure this morning at the start of New Zealand Leadership Week to introduce today's guest speaker, Mr. John Heenan. Mr. Heenan spent 40 years in primary education. His teaching career included a breadth of experience from sole teacher in a school in Poverty Bay to intermediate schools, country schools and junior school appointments in Dunedin and 3 principalships in Southland. He spent time as an inspector of schools and after his retirement served as a school commissioner. In the early 1980s, he initiated teaching written language as a process in New Zealand schools. His book, Writing, Process and Product, attracted a wider teacher readership in both Australia and New Zealand. During his last appointment as principal of the Waihopai School in Invercargill, he developed an interest in character education. Following the introduction of the reforms known as Tomorrow's Schools, and a number of staff will remember that, and with the encouragement of trustees and the overwhelming support of parents, the decision was made that the teaching of cornerstone values would be the only local learning objective in the Waihopai School Charter. Mr. Heenan's book, Building Character Through Cornerstone Values, is the product of that initiative. In 1993, along with a group of Southland principals and community leaders, he established the New Zealand Foundation for Character Education, a non-profit organisation without religious, political or commercial affiliations, to fund the preparation, publication and promotion of character education resources. These resources are widely used in New Zealand schools and colleges today. Since his retirement in 1993, Mr. Heenan has been the voluntary director of the New Zealand Foundation for Character Education. In addition to managing the foundation, this role involves writing, publishing, presenting and fundraising. Please join with me in welcoming Mr. Heenan to the lectern this morning.
Thank you for your invitation to be at your assembly this morning and to contribute to it, and for your welcome. For me, it is a pleasure and a privilege to be here. About 30 years ago, I was chair of a foundation that had been established in Southland to fund and establish a youth worker. The funds had been raised and the youth worker had been appointed, and I was given the task of finding accommodation. I approached a retired farmer who I had been told owned an ideal property. I'd never met the man before. At first meeting he seemed rather dour, a man of few words. When I explained what I wanted, he asked cautiously and almost suspiciously, "Who are your trustees?" When I mentioned Jack Johnson's name, his response was immediate and animated. "If Jack Johnson's a trustee, the property's yours." He had brought his first tractor and everyone that he'd ever owned from Jack Johnson. I've long forgotten the farmer's name and even what he looked like. But 30 years later, I remember those words, "If Jack Johnson's a trustee, the property's yours." I knew exactly where he was coming from. For Jack Johnson is a man of impeccable integrity. The farmer had brought the first tractor and every one that he'd ever owned from Jack Johnson. Our forebears called those qualities character. Character's a word that we moderns are not very comfortable with. If we were to do a word search of a newspaper, we would find that the word is seldom used in the Jack Johnson sense. Character is the essential stuff that we're made of. It's the inner world where our thoughts, our speech, our decisions, our relationships, and our behaviour is rooted. That is why character determines behaviour, and behaviour demonstrates character. Character is what makes each of us a unique person, who we are at the heart of our being. The ancient Hebrews had a great definition. They said, character is who you are when no one sees. Character is about habits, habits of the heart. Character is our default position. Character has only positive outcomes for the individual, the community, and society. And although character is so far-reaching, like tossing a stone into a pond and the ripples radiating out, the mechanics that make character work are amazingly simple. The first is this: character is based on a surprisingly small group of character values, which are held in common by all cultures and have been by all civilizations. They include respect, responsibility, honesty, kindness, compassion, concern, obedience for rightful authority, and obligation, which the old-timers called duty. These character values are part of all cultures. The second mechanic is that these character values are consistent, constant, universal, and transcultural. Honesty was honesty in 1015. Honesty is honesty in 2015. And honesty will be honesty in 3015. Honesty is honesty in Panama, in Peru, and in Palmerston North. The third mechanic that makes character work is that the implementation of character involves knowledge, desire or attitude, and action or behaviour. Put another way, character involves the head, the heart, and the hand. Take, for example, compassion. To be compassionate, you first must know what compassion is. But just knowing what compassion is doesn't make you compassionate. To be compassionate, you must add a desire to be compassionate. But knowledge and desire of compassion doesn't make you compassionate. To be compassionate, you must action your desire. Your head, your heart, and your hand are all involved. To be compassionate, you must practice compassion in your personal relationships and carry out your obligation, the old-timers' duty, to help build a passionate, caring society. Character is then about knowing the good, desiring the good, and doing the good. The fourth mechanic that makes character work is very interesting. It's the way these simple character values multiply themselves. If you are honest with someone, your honesty will be returned as trust, respect, and loyalty. You see, that's exactly what happened between Jack Johnson and his farmer client. Character values are given as they're gained, and they're gained and they're given. In this age of sustainability, there is nothing that is more sustainable than character and character values. This way that these values multiply is the reason why schools and classrooms and sports teams that intentionally present, model and advocate good character transform their society. Character is not something to have, like a smartphone or a skateboard or labelled clothing. Character is something to be, like honest, trustworthy and caring. Character is never simply inherited, nor does it grow on its own like a weed. Character has to be formed and built in each individual. Each generation must create and produce its own Jack Johnsons. I want to make some comments about character in three areas: in education, in leadership, and in building community well-being. First, something about education. Historically, the formation of character was seen as a major goal of education, or schooling as it used to be called. That view stretched right back through the centuries to the Greek teacher Plato, who linked character with behaviour. For him, education was more than knowledge and skills. Samuel Johnson was blunter. He warned, as others have since, that knowledge without integrity is dangerous and dreadful. Young people need character qualities such as diligence, a strong work ethic, and a positive attitude in order to do their best in school and succeed in life. They need honesty, respect, and fairness in order to live and work with others. Paul Tough recently reviewed current research on whether good performance in examinations was the best indicator of success in later life. He concluded that the qualities that were most likely to ensure a better degree, a better job, and ultimately a more fulfilling life are perseverance, curiosity, conscientiousness, optimism, and self-control. In other words, character. The danger of educating without character is highlighted in a letter that a school principal wrote to his teachers some years after the end of World War II. He wrote, "Dear teacher, I am the survivor of a concentration camp. My eyes saw what no man should witness. Gas chambers built by learned engineers, children poisoned by educated physicians, infants killed by trained nurses, women and babies shot and burned by high school graduates and high school and college graduates. So I am suspicious of education. My request is, help your students become more human. Your efforts must never produce learned monsters, skilled psychopaths, or educated Eichmanns. Reading, writing and maths and all that schools seek to do are important only if they make our children more human. Some comments about character and leadership. This aspect of character is particularly significant for you as you begin your Sir Peter Blake Leadership Week, and because Palmerston North Boys High School has its leadership program with its emphasis on educating young men of outstanding character. The first thing to say about leadership is that leadership is about character, that leadership is about who you are and not what you do. The simple truth about leadership is that the link to character applies not just at the highest levels of political, business and professional leadership, but to the leadership of mums and dads, sports coaches and team captains, principals and teachers, managers and administrators, kamatuas and community leaders, and everyone who has influence over the life of others. Leadership is about unlocking the potential of others. That requires integrity, honesty, truth, trust, respectfulness, responsibility, and fairness. Character provides the leader's greatest motivation to do the right thing and the strongest restraint against doing the wrong thing. You know, there's never been a time when there have been more books, more courses, more programs, more assessment tools about leadership. But the paradox is that leadership seldom fails because of lack of knowledge. Leadership fails because of the deficit of character. Character provides the link of trust between leaders and followers. Character is the leader's greatest motivation and their strongest source of restraint. And finally, some comments about character and the community. All of us, regardless of our circumstances, want to live in a just, caring and decent society. We want to live in communities, whether those communities are families, schools or neighbourhoods, where folk look out for each other, where people are respectful and trustworthy and are good neighbours. But we want what we cannot possibly have unless we first build citizens of good character. One writer illustrated our dilemma this way. He said, imagine opening a person's chest and taking out the heart and then expecting the lungs and the liver and the brain and the kidney to all function as if the heart was still pumping. We want what we have made impossible because we have first not built a community reservoir of character. Failure to build character imposes enormous economic, social, and personal costs to our communities. Most of the behaviours that fracture our families, our communities, our schools, and our relationships like, for example, discrimination in all its forms, are the result of deficits of character. I never fail but to be encouraged by 3 lines from Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Remember, I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they are not judged by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character. For me, those inspiring lines say all that there is to say about character in society. Martin Luther puts first things first. The best character education is that which makes each of us keenly aware that it is our own character that is at stake. Each of us, like Jack Johnson, must build our own character. There are 3 questions that will help us do this and become the best person that we can be. The 3 questions are, what sort of a person do I want to be? What sort of a person am I becoming? And how do I want to live with others? Our character is not about great leaders like Sir Peter Blake and Sir Harold Barraclough, or even Jack Johnson. Our character is about us. Reputation is what people think of us. Character is who we are deep inside. If you take care of your character, your reputation will take care of itself. That requires integrity, honesty, trust, respect, responsibility, and fairness. When you get what you want in your struggle for life, and the world makes you king for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that man has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back from the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear up to the end, and you've passed the most dangerous, difficult test if the man in the glass is your friend. You may be like Jack Horner and Chisel a Plum and think you're a wonderful guy, but the man in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the back as you pass, but your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. It is my hope that one day someone will hear your name and say, "That's good enough for me."
Mr. Heenan, it's been an absolute privilege to have had you speaking to us this morning. We're in awe of all the work you have done and continue to do for character education in New Zealand. So on behalf of the school, I'd like to ask you to accept this small gift as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you, George. I'd also like to add my thanks to Mr. Heenan. Gentlemen, a lot of those messages you hear on a regular basis, and this school was privileged enough to be named as a school of character in 2012, and it's something that you know is very important to us. And as I've finished going through all the reports in the school, it's been very gratifying to see the number of young men who are working very, very hard regardless of their academic attainment, because when you leave here, the idea is that each and every one of you are going out into the community as a good young man. And that's what we hope for, and that's why we have the huge emphasis on character and on leadership and on the effort you make as opposed to your attainment in class. Those of you who are scraping through academically but have A's for attitude, that's all we can ask for. Those of you whose attendance records are strong and who are doing as well as they can, that's all we can ask for, and those are the young men who are really earning everything that they get. Those reports will be going out obviously at the end of this week as the term draws to a close, and for many of you it will be a very, very positive way to end the first half of the year. Seniors, you'll be aware of course that you don't actually have that much time between now and your NCEA exams in term 4. I know it seems like we're only halfway through the year, but once term 3 is done, you'll only have a couple of weeks in term 4 as you make preparations for those exams. So please make sure you're getting organised now and making your plans. You will have all have had your exam timetables, and the exams, the school exams that you'll sit towards the end of term 3 will be a good indicator for you of how ready you are, but you should start getting ready for that now. Match reports from the weekend. The first football 11 played Marist in their Federation League. Boys High started well, dominating possession and putting together some good attacking moves. Mr. Lidico, that's the same line in the last 3 match reports, so very consistent there. First 11 football, well done. After several missed opportunities, Nick Carrick finally found the back of the net after taking the ball into the box and shooting past the goalkeeper. Generally, that's how goals happen. Soon after, Alex Saunders-Maloof finished off a counter-attacking manoeuvre to make it 2-0 at half-time. In the second half, the team scored twice through Mitchell Cutts and Joe Craven, with Marist scoring one late in the game. And as you'll know, gents, the first 11 is in Gisborne this week at the Super 8 tournament. They begin those round-robin fixtures today against the hosts, Gisborne Boys High School and Napier Boys High School, and we'll let you know tomorrow how they've got on. The first hockey 11 lost 6-1 to a very skillful Hawke's Bay representative team effectively on the weekend. Hawke's Bay came out firing with 3-0 up after just 15 minutes. Our defence slow to react and communicate with each other. Boys High played their way back into the game with Greg Bates scoring midway through the first half for the score to be 3-1 to Hawke's Bay at half-time. The second half was an even affair effectively, with both sides creating scoring chances, although the Boys High side didn't score from any of those chances. Hawke's Bay did. They scored 3 more goals, 2 from breakaways, as Boys High threw everything at them. So a good learning experience, Mr. Kensington says, especially for the defence. 6-1 loss there to the first 11 for the first 11 hockey. The first 15 and second 15 had a Super 8 fixture up in Tauranga. The second 15 lost their match 38 points to 17 in what was an entertaining fixture. The first 15 also an entertaining fixture, and that was played for the Mitchell Cup. A number of Mitchell boys who went through College House here, and one of those sons, Grant Mitchell, now a teaching member of the staff at Tauranga Boys. So a real relationship there with the school. Now, Mr. Van Cyprian says the fixture between 2 teams who promote homegrown players, and given the conditions in Tauranga, it promised to be an open affair with the field and Great Nick. Tauranga started well and soon found themselves inside the attacking 22. They were awarded a penalty which was missed, allowing the first 15 to clear and get into the opposition half. A clearance kick from Tauranga was fielded and given to Fabian Kerry, who ran from his own halfway line, literally hurdling one of his tacklers and opened the scoring with a try under the posts. Tauranga replied fairly quickly with a misread on defence at line-out and then went straight back onto attack before an opportunistic try to Jackson Ferris gave the team some breathing space. Brad Naosi then scored from the resulting kick-off after some outstanding continuity play, and the first 15 then led 21 points to 7. Unfortunately, this was undone with a lack of urgency amongst the backs and Tauranga scored to make the first half end at 21-14 to Palmerston North. The second half continued in the same manner. One raid into the opposition half saw Jackson Ferris break and pass to Fabian Kerry to increase the lead out to 28-14, with a further penalty goal making it 31-14. Unfortunately, though, for the next few minutes it was the Silverstream fixture in reverse as Tauranga roared back into the game, scoring 2 quick tries to make it 31-28. A massive effort at scrum led to a turnover that Fabian Kerry took advantage of to streak away 50 metres to score his 3rd try for the game and his 7th in 3 matches, before Jackson Ferris again snuffed out a promising attack, scooping on a loose ball to run in his 2nd try. The score then 43-28 to Palmerston North, Tauranga scoring with the last play of the game to make the final score 43-33. So a very enterprising game. Tries: Fabian Kerry 3, Jackson Ferris 2, Braden Iosi, and Tyler Larkin kicked a penalty goal and 5 conversions. So a fantastic performance there. A couple of high-scoring games in the last week. And that team now has a rest until their next fixture against King's College from Auckland in the last weekend of the holidays. Righto, gentlemen, it's a busy week ahead. We talked last week about the Red Sox for the final day on Friday, and the prefects will be starting to sell those as from tomorrow. It's day 1, absence notes to me. Thank you, staff. Thank you, Mr. Truter.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Well, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Baby, I just can't treat you right. Well, I hate to leave you, baby. I don't